Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, New Jersey Nurse TV. I want to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. Today is Christmas, yes, and as you guys can see, I have my Grinch PJs on because I am a huge Grinch fan. I am very tired, but I wanted to give you guys a 4-month update as an LPN nurse to tell you guys what's going on. So far, it's been good. I work today at my job. Remember, guys, I just started a second job about a month and a half ago. So, like, going back to my original job where I'm at full time, I work today and they pay me double. So that's why I put myself on the schedule. And because I only work mornings, I was out of there by 3:15, got home by like 3:30, and did my Christmas thing with my family and stuff. So, yeah, let's give you guys an update on my second job. So, I work at my second job as a per diem nurse. So, that means as needed. And so, I've been working there every other week, Fridays and Mondays. So, that's basically 4 times a month and stuff. And I've been learning a lot because the job that I work at full time, I work in a long term unit, and a lot of my patients have behavior problems, a lot of dementia and stuff, bipolarness and stuff. So I deal with a lot of behavior. You have to have a lot of patience with those type of patients and stuff. But my second job, I'm all over the place, and I am still training. Believe it or not, being there for a month and a half, I'm still training. Um, and what I like about this new job is that they really train you well. They really take the time to teach you things that they want you to know, you know. They don't like what I notice is before they put you on the floor, they want to make sure that you are trained well and that you know your stuff. So that's one perk that I like about this job. Another thing that I like about my second job is that I'm working with a lot of critical care. There's a lot of critical care, acute care, and as a new nurse, I'm learning a lot. I'm seeing a lot, you know. Another thing is that I am a per diem nurse. I am a float nurse. A float nurse is someone who doesn't have a permanent card. Wherever they need you, that's where they're gonna put you at. So that is like a challenge for me, even for a new nurse, because I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. I be nervous at times because I don't know where they're going to put me at. But I'm starting to develop this attitude for myself saying, listen, I don't care. Wherever they're going to put me up, I'm going to overcome this challenge and I'm going to learn as much as I can, you know, because you have to overcome your fears. I like my fears are like, oh my gosh, where are they going to put me at? Am I going to be able to do what I have to do and understand and comprehend what they're telling me and stuff. So yeah, I'm nervous because I don't really know what's going on and what I'm expecting. You know, as a nurse, you don't know what's gonna happen. You know, with your patients, right? Your patient can be doing so well at 8 o'clock, and at 8:05, he can stop breathing or something can happen, right? Because with health, you don't know. You really can't estimate. Like you can't predict, right? So our job is very unpredictable and stuff. So putting myself in this second job that as a float nurse is very nerve wracking as a new nurse. But I like that I'm pushing myself to throw myself out there because I feel like this is the way this is how I'm going to learn, and this is this is good for my resume as well. You know, the experience that I'm going to obtain in a year and stuff. So, anyways, going back to my second job, what is my second job about? What is this facility about? So again, this facility focuses on more acute care. These patients, like, it's 3 floors. The first floor core is where the administrative is, like the HR, receptionist, supervisors, the DON. They're all on the first floor with the cafeteria and everything else, right? The second floor has to do with brain trauma and stuff. And these are people who are coming from the hospital out of surgery and has some type of trauma to their head where they are recuperating, and basically you as the nurse are working with therapy to get them ready to start, working on their ADLs, which is activities of daily living and stuff, getting them ready, moving around, eating, talking, taking a shower. So the therapist is showing them how to do all that. It's not the aide, it's the therapist who's doing all that work with them and stuff. I seen something the other day when I was there, and I saw a therapist, right? The patient was walking. So I just want you guys to imagine this, visually imagine this. Patient is walking, right? She grabs the patient from behind. Let's say it was a male patient, right? The therapist was a female patient. So she stood behind him, put her arms under his arms, and then she walked with him, guiding him. Like he was guiding her, but she was walking behind him, right? Like a robot attached to the body. That's how they were walking together. So seeing that, I was like, wow, that was amazing. And this patient had a helmet on and everything. And like I'm getting goosebumps just seeing that. I was like, wow, they really like here is like totally different how they work with the patients and stuff. So yeah, on the second floor, which is based on brain trauma, they don't have aides. These patients have therapy people, physical therapy people who are helping them with cognitive and with everything, how they move, how they think, and everything. So they have therapists from the hospitals who come and they're with them every day. So that's a good thing on the second floor. However, I haven't trained on the second floor. I was able to walk around, and I was introduced, and my supervisor just showed me around. But that is the next unit that I'll be training on the next time I'm there. So where have I been at my second job? They've been training me on the third floor. The third floor is long term. You see more of the elderly people. That's another thing. On the third floor is more of the young population. I'm going to say about mid 20s and up. So you see more young people. And unfortunately, I hate to say that, but you see people our age with brain trauma and stuff like that and recuperating. So that's a good thing, right? But yeah, you see a lot of a young population in nursing homes now and stuff. So that's a downfall to say, because I wouldn't never expect somebody my age in a nursing home. I really thought nursing home was more for the elderly. So this is more of an eye opening for me. So, anyways, going back to the third floor. So I was trained on the third floor for a month and a half, and in there is long term, and then they have a unit of mechanical ventilator. And I was very excited about that because just a little hint for you guys, as a nurse, if you work in a mechanical ventilator and you put that on your resume, that's really good on your resume. Not only that, but I've heard that if you get trained and you work in a mechanical ventilator, jobs have to pay you more. I didn't know that. So I trained in the mechanical ventilator for twice. And usually there they have 14 patients now, but they can get up to 20, right? They have two nurses and two aides. And the way it works there, you will think, wow, they only have 7 patients for each nurse, because what they do is that they split the patients between two nurses, right? And you're like, wow, that's nothing. I can do my med pass, my treatments like nothing. Well, guess what? It's not. Those patients have double the medications compared to a regular patient who's on long term, right? Isn't that crazy? So these nurses have more medications to give. Not only that, but you are suctioning some of these patients and stuff like that. Another good thing about that I like about this job is that they have a respiratory therapist on the floor 24 hours a day. And they, of course, they have one therapist who's there for 8 hours. She goes home, and then the next therapist comes in, which is great, right? Because that means that she'll be suctioning these patients. However, if the therapist is busy suctioning one patient and one of your patient needs to be suctioned, then of course you, as a nurse, you are trained to go suction that patient. But we have a respiratory therapist who is there as a backup, because most of these patients, well, all of these patients are on mechanical ventilators. They're not able to breathe on their own. They have this machine that helps their lungs. It helps them, kicks in to remind them, like, hey, breathe. You know what I'm saying? So that's a cool thing about it. So I was able to see that. I was able to work with two different nurses on that floor, and I was able to see how they crush their medications, give them through G tube, how to flush the G tube. Some of these patients, excuse my pronunciation, some of these patients are on a nephrostomy tube, which is a tube connected to the kidneys and stuff. Others are connected to the jejunum. They have a jejunum tube, and so it was just amazing to see stuff like that. I was just like, wow, this is cool as a nurse. Like, I didn't tell the nurse that, but in my mind, I'm like, great, that's so awesome. Like, of course, I told my husband, I'm like, oh my god, I saw all this stuff, and he's like, okay. But the good thing about it is that he's aware of things like that because he watched like Grey's Anatomy and stuff, like all these medical shows. So he's like, oh, I know what you're talking about and stuff. But it's good to at least go home and speak to somebody who you can like let them know about the stuff that you see at work, with keeping in mind HIPAA, right? We're not going to talk about a patient and give patients information and stuff like that, but it's okay to talk about what you see, like, oh my god, the jejunum tube, and or G tube and stuff, and I got to flush a G tube. That's just general, right? So yeah, I worked in the mechanical ventilator floor twice. Well, trained, not worked. And that's the last place they're gonna put me as a nurse, a new nurse, But they just wanted me to see, because they're like, what happens if one day we desperately need you? At least we can say that you were on that floor. But they're gonna continue to train me on that floor. I also worked in the long-term unit. Usually there they have like 18 patients on one wing. And so of course that one nurse takes care of the 18 patients, and the other nurse takes care of the other 20 whatever patients she has and stuff. So I was able to see that and stuff. Another thing that I like about that place is that one thing, a place is good when they have a lot of nurses who have been there for so many years. And like my place, they're not even looking for part-time, full-time. They just need per diems right now, because everybody they have there have been there for 20 plus years. So that must have tell you that something's good with this job if these nurses are here for 20 plus years and they don't want to give it up. Either the benefits are good, or they're getting treated good, or something got to be that these nurses don't want to go. So that's another thing. What is the downfall about this job? Well, everything is paper. There's no computers. Like, there's computers for you to clock in, but there's no computer for you to chart. You're charting on paper. Like, you're handwriting everything. You're handwriting medications and stuff. So it's time consuming. But I noticed from the nurses, um, you get better at it. I've asked questions and they're like, listen, once you know everything, like how everything goes, and you'll be fine. Like, you will, like, it's nothing. Like, they gave me a binder, and that's where all the medications is for a patient, right? For whatever patients you're taking, and they tell me this is your computer. So I'm like, okay. So when I look at when I have to, like, say 115, I'm taking care of John Smith. You open the binder and it says 115 window. And when you open the binder, it's the patient's picture with their name, and then you flip the picture, and then there goes their first medications on the MAR. It's paper MAR and stuff. And so then you sign, and then it gives you the date, the name of the medication. So you sign, and yeah, you sign saying that you gave it to it, and if it has parameters, they'll tell you, and then you put your you write it in your blood pressure and everything. It's just like a computer, but more of you writing it out and stuff. So that's good. So yeah, so far I'm learning a lot at the second job. I'm very happy with them so far. Sometimes I'm intimidated because I'm like, wow, these nurses, they know a lot, and I don't walk in there like I don't know anything, like I'm lost. I walk in there very confident, like, and what I notice, I've been getting a lot of feedback from a lot of nurses, and they are like, you're very hands-on. That's very good. And that's what they like to see. They don't like you to be all scared. Oh, I don't want to give that because I'm a new nurse. No, listen, as long as you ask questions, and if you don't understand something, like, how do you want me to give this medication, you don't know how to give this medication, ask them, tell them to show it to you. And that's the way I am. Like, you want me to do something, you need to explain it, you need to show me. Once you show me once, I'll run with it. So yeah, I remember I've been working at my first job for 4 months already, so I know how to give medications. That's not a problem with me. I just, things are different, with certain things. So in the way people do, and every facility is different on their policy and how they handle things and stuff. So I didn't go in there the first week thinking, oh, yeah, let me give these meds, and they didn't even allow me to give meds till like the fourth week that I was there. So yeah, I was shadowing a couple nurses for a while, and then it is now that they're letting me give medications, but they always have a nurse show me first, especially if I'm new to the floor the first day. Then the second time I come in, they're like, all right, now you're going to do the medications on this floor and stuff while being watched. So, yes, like that a lot. Um, how's it been going with my first job? I've been learning a lot on my first job. I'm already down to the science of when I'm getting a new admission and stuff. Once I see my admission lady coming to like the nursing unit where I'm at, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting a new admission and stuff. So I'm getting good at it. Something else that I learned from my per diem job, which is my second job, is what are the questions you want to ask when you're floating as a nurse and you don't know your patients nor do you know the floor. So the two questions that are very important to ask a nurse is what patients are on blood sugars. Um, how do they take their medications? Do they take it whole? Do they take it crushed? Do they take it in pudding? Do they take it in applesauce? Are they in thickened liquids? And stuff, because of course you don't want no patient to choke and you don't know your patient. You are a floating nurse. It's a different story if you are this is you're on a cart and is your permanent cart and you know your patients. That's nothing. But if you don't know these patients, it's good to ask those two questions. Another good question to ask is any of my patients dialysis? Are they going out to dialysis or have they went to dialysis and stuff? That's a good question to ask a nurse when you're getting verbal report from them and stuff. So far that is the rundown for now. I know that I'm going on and on and on and on, but I hope that you guys were able to comprehend and take as much information as possible. I don't really want to go into so much detail. I want to keep it like a little summary for you guys. I would definitely keep you guys updated on my 5th month update, and hopefully, I'm on like another level um, of knowledge and stuff. Again, thank you so much for supporting my channel. And if you have yet to subscribe, subscribe to this channel. All right. And please continue to show me love, support this New Jersey nurse. I just want to thank everyone who is supporting me again and those who are going to nursing school and want to do something to make a difference, right? I feel like that's my logo. Like, you're here to make a difference, you never know. You're watching my video and probably in the future you become the next doctor and stuff like that. But yeah, welcome to the club. And if you're in this club, thank you again. Have a good night and enjoy your holidays. Bye.